Alright, so I'm pretty excited. I'm about to play against MathemaTiGer with their old Stickfingers deck. I'll show that in a moment. I wanted to give a special intro to this because the matchup is a little interesting, especially if you've never seen the combo before. So I'm going to talk about some of my key cards and some of their key cards and a little bit of how the combo has changed. And I haven't quite figured it out yet, but we'll see how it turns out. So old Stickfingers is a combo deck. The list has changed. In the previous list, what was required was 2 black, 1 green, and 3 mana of any other color to pull off the combo. This version of the combo is a little different. They're playing Sushi Caveguard. I actually haven't figured out if it's infinite or not. It might just be that they have enough artifacts plus Aetherflux Reservoir to make use of the 8 mana that it produces every time it dies, and they can just sacrifice it and reanimate it with Undying Malice and stuff like that. So they might just produce enough colorless mana and then fetch out all of these artifacts, cast the Aetherflux Reservoir, and cast all the artifacts, and that's probably enough to kill you. So that's what I think the combo's evolved into, but I haven't seen it in action. There might be other lines that I'm not seeing here. Another important thing here is there's more removal than in the last list, at least that I can tell. And there's a little bit more hand disruption as well. So it looks like they've adapted to more aggressive strategies and strategies that are built to counter it. So they've got stuff to hit the hand, like check for traps, before I can play, their kryptonite cards. So in my particular list, I have quite a few cards that can interact with this combo. Um, Probably the best 2 cards against this deck are Bojuka Bog and Containment Priest. Containment Priest is really good because it has flash, so like they can do their combo and I can flash it in and it just shuts them down. Whatever they reanimate just gets exiled. And it's hard for them to deal with that because they don't really have ways to bring stuff back from exile. Bojuka Bog is even better because it's a land, and most of the hand disruption cards cannot touch lands. So if I have a Bojuka Bog in my hand, I can just kind of like sit there with a smug look on my face and be like, yeah, I don't think you're going off. There's also a few other cards that are like situationally good here. Um, Agonizing Remorse is also really good here because I can wait for them to put the cards in their graveyard and then exile Razaketh. And then there are things like Thoughtseize and Break Expectations, which can take reanimation spells if I can get them early enough. There are also some cards that are pretty good if I can land them before they hit their combo, but they're a little bit less good because they are creatures and they're subject to removal, which they have a ton of in their deck. So cards like Limbala can prevent Razaketh from activating. We've got cards like, where is it? Kunuros, Hound of Athreos. Creature cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield, can't cast spells from graveyards. So that if they don't have removal, this will shut down their combo as well. There's also the classic cards like Swords to Plowshares, Fragment Reality to exile Razaketh. There's some other cards that are situationally good like Raidane, God of the Worthy, which will tax all of their reanimation spells to make them come out later. And then there is Archon of Emeria to keep them from casting multiple spells. Oh, I remembered the card that I was forgetting. Ranger Captain of Eos, as well as Hope of Girapur. So depending on mana, these cards can actually just shut my opponent out of the game. If I have enough board presence to be able to play Kaya and then play Ranger Captain or Hope of Girapur, I can put a Ghost Form counter on either of these cards and just keep sacrificing it every turn to make them not able to cast 9 creature spells. I think that's less likely to happen, but it is a possible line that could shut them down. So yeah, this matchup's going to be, I think, largely determined by our mulligans. Um, I think if I am able to find any of these key cards, I'm going to have a good matchup. If not, sometimes it happens. I'll probably just lose because I can't. I don't actually. I have decent pressure, but their combo comes out a little bit faster than my pressure can kill them. So I think it comes down to, can I shut down their combo or not? Not if I can outrace them. Alright, this hand does not inspire confidence. Not only do I not have a black source, I also don't have any of the key cards that I need. I'm definitely gonna mulligan this as soon as the option comes up. Realm Cloak Giant is not good here. I don't have any pressure. Alright, this unfortunately is not much better. The Sleeper is good pressure. The Savior can save it. Crown is also good at adding damage. Farewell's really good, but it's just too slow. Let's see what another mulligan does. Ooh, they really do not want me to have the cards I need here. This is good pressure. Captain Eberhardt can tax what they draw. But it doesn't have any combo pieces, and like I established, I don't outrace this deck. I need to find counters, so I hate going 5, but let's try again. Bajuka Bog is a counter. This is probably the weakest hand otherwise because I only have one spell I can cast. And I can't even cast it without the Bajuka Bog. I don't think I really have a chance at 4 cards though, so I'm gonna have to keep this one and hope that I draw a white source. So with my hand being as starved as it is, Lauren doesn't... I don't think Lauren's really good in this matchup, so I'll probably keep the Elish Norn. Or at least Lauren is the first thing to go, and I think it has to be Elish Norn, otherwise I need to pressure them so they don't just sit there. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. That is the white source. I need it. Hey, well, shade, I could go underdog. Let's go with underdog. I guess I could have gone with shade now that I think of it, but I don't think the difference is that huge. If I did go with shade, and they kill underdog, and I draw a land, I can recast shade right away, whereas I can't recast underdog until I hit 4. Relic. So next turn they can cast old Stickfingers. It's unfortunate that this is a tap land. I can't play my Bajuka Bog before they play their old Stickfingers. If this wasn't a tap land, I could Peacekeeper and tax their Stickfingers for a couple mana. But we just have to deal with what we got here. Ooh, that's also a good card here. There are better cards, but this is not something to toss to the bottom. And I can cast it without the Bajuka Bog, so... so what do I play? I think I play the Tithe Taker here. I'm actually gonna play the Shade, it's a little bit more damage. There's old Stickfingers. And then next turn I drop Bazooka Bog, and hopefully that's just a scoop. Yep. Yep, so like I was saying, there are very few ways to interact with that. Because Bazooka Bog, for one, you can't take it out of the hand. For two, it's a land, so you can't even counter the ability if they have some way to counter stuff. It's a real hard counter against this deck. Alright, game 2. Let's hope I get lucky again. There's quite a few cards I can get for this matchup. This hand isn't terrible, but it's also not... Oh, actually, I have a Bazooka Bog. It's very good. I have a Bazooka Bog and I have a threat. I think I gotta keep this. That is pretty good luck. I also have a Farewell if somehow the game ends up going longer. And I've got a haste creature that can attack and disrupt their hand. Ooh, Dark Ritual. I actually think no, I start with the Plains. And I don't think the Luxior matters, but... I do want to pause for a moment and make them think that I'm leaving mana open for like a mana tithe. Maybe they'll play around it. Because the Luxior is really not going to matter until much later. It's really only there for Kaya and Karn. Wish Claw. Alright, so they were the starting player here. Which means I can untap this. It's really not important though. I can play the Chapel, play the Bounty Agent. Get the pressure on the board. Now, they might use the Wish Claw to search for hand disruption. Their old Stickfingers is going to be coming out a little slower though because they didn't have... or it might come out a little slower. They didn't have the turn 2 ramp. Mind Spike. So this is what I mean about Bazooka Bog. 9 creature, 9 land, so they can't hit Bazooka Bog. And they took my Dark Ritual, which is fine. We're gonna attack first. Wish Claw can only be activated during their turn, so... I'm gonna choose black here so I can play Rankle. And I don't think I really need to untap here. That is not good in this matchup. I probably should have thought seized first. Get as much information as I can. Alright, they actually have Young Necromancer in their hand. Hitting the Dark Ritual might be better here because they don't have the mana to play Oat Stickfingers. And they know everything in my hand except Rankle. I mean, if they cast Old Stickfingers, they lose. So I think I'm safe to Luxior this turn. And they actually can't cast Old Stickfingers right now. Do they have legendary stuff? I don't know. Oh, I can destroy Luxior. It's like, I don't know why Luxior or Bounty Agent's being highlighted right now. Alright, that's perfect. I'm drawing lands. We're gonna... Now, I could actually cast Rankle and just not use any of these abilities. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Because I know their hand -1 card. I need a little more pressure to deal with if they animate Mutavault. And they're also stuck on land, so yeah, this is definitely the time. I don't care if the bounty agent trades, because they really can't afford to lose the land right now. Alright, I'm gonna choose none of these. Alright, they drew a land. Still not enough to cast. They can cast it for 2. We are going to... Oh, they didn't see the Bojuka Bog, so they have no idea. Anyway, I have the Bojuka Bog. They have no untapped mana. GG. That was definitely lucky on my part. Both times Bojuka Bog just ended it. It's such a good card against graveyard decks. So as always, thank you for watching. Definitely give the video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the Brawl Hub channel. And if you're interested in more or have historic Brawl content, go ahead and check out my other channel, MidasRight, where that's pretty much all I do right now. And lastly, if you're interested in software development, I have another channel where I cover software development topics. So those should both be somewhere on the screen now. Again, I'm MidasRight. Thanks for watching as always, and we'll catch you next time.